as he's taken down by Gilmore, I think it was, in there. And Stephen McLean is going to have a word.
Celtic wanted to take the free kick earlier there. I don't understand, unless he's going to book him. Yeah, he is.
The first yellow card of the Scottish Cup final goes the way of Charlie Gilmore. A double winner in his own right at St Johnstone a few years ago. Forrest never scored in a Scottish Cup final. Ball comes in, it's headed away by John Todd. Of course, he's got goals in the League Cup finals over the years, James Forrest. And Dunfermline get the free kick. Andrew Todd, it was, that won the free kick from Austin Trusty. A lot to think about for Neil Lennon. Simon doesn't want this to become a pretty scarring experience for his team. He'll want them to hang in there and compete as well as they can.
Yeah, definitely. He's down there with one of his members of staff, going over a few things at the moment, maybe looking to make a few changes
Trusty
once he gets his team in.
Trusty. And Benjamin Negrin just about to get the game underway, and he does. Brilliant atmosphere inside the stadium as ever. The Celtic end bathed in green and white. The Celtic look to get another trophy into the cabinet. Here's Johnston under pressure. Trusty goes back to his goalkeeper, Sinasalo. Johnston. Interesting, Simon, how Dunfermline try and set up. We've seen how St Mirren capitulated in the opening minutes, and they ended up finding a way back, but that was probably the worst possible start in the semi-final for them. They will not be wanting that to happen here in the cup final.
No, they want to bed themselves in and try and frustrate and limit Celtic's space. It's a tentative start from both teams here. But in the young lad up front, Andrew Todd, they've got somebody there, he's got an eye for goal, played with his dad.
Andy Todd?
Yes,
yep.
Many years ago. Two Todds in the team.
Yeah, the two brothers are starting for Dunfermline as Johnston comes over the halfway line. James Forrest in his 14th cup final for Celtic, 14 league winners' medals. Such an impact. Ball comes into the box. It's headed away by Todd. John Todd, that is. Here's Oakley Booth. Wants to try and feed in Andrew Todd. Here he is, the youngster, creating headlines. Seems he's got bags of talent. Here's Morrison. Celtic quickly get back on the ball with their captain. Here is Liam Scales back to the goalkeeper. Suspect this will play out almost like a home game for Celtic in terms of atmosphere and in possession, Simon.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's the onus is on Celtic, obviously, to try and take the game to Dunfermline, create the chances.
Tierney for Yang, a new contract. Can he score in the cup final? And he looks to find Maeda. As he puts the pressure on. You can imagine none of these Dunfermline players will have played against anyone quite like Dyson Maeda.
No, his energy's first class. He'll be a real threat playing on that last line with his pace, his constant running, his constant pressing, as we've seen in the last round. He's really hit form towards the end of this season. Yep,
16 goals for Maeda, only had 8 before the semi-final. Doubled his tally after an electric Premiership split where he scored in every game, including what I would imagine is a Puskas nominee goal whenever the nominees come out. Trusty just puts the tackle in there. And it is a free kick to Dunfermline, and that is what Neil Lennon will want. You can see Neil Lennon already on the edge of his technical area. And I imagine he's going to be quite animated, Simon.
Well, knowing Lenny, I would say so. He's right at the edge of that technical area. It's the biggest technical area I've ever seen. This one at Hampden, and he's right at the edge of it now.
Well, he's won the Scottish Cup, Neil Lennon, as player and the manager 8 times. All part of Martin O'Neill's Scottish Cup wins. Of course, he had his farewell for Celtic here at the National Stadium against Dunfermline back in 2007. And Tierney lost the ball long. Maeda will put the squeeze on. Is Yang going to get in there ahead of Chilakoa Mullen? He does. Abdullahi on the ball.
Yeah, Maeda just couldn't find him with the return pass there. It was good closing down from Yang, and all of a sudden it opened up for Celtic.
Johnston heads it down. McGregor's got to win this one. He does well, the captain. Finds the Canadian. Sinisal's got to be clean here. His clearance is initially blocked. Johnston still doesn't deal with it. Dunfermline are keeping this one alive. Shouts for a free kick. Stephen McLean not interested. And Celtic look to get on the front foot. Tierney looks for the run of Maeda. And here he is. The electric Japanese forward. Nygren has Tierney as an option. Yang just on the corner of the box for Tierney. Looks to find Engels, he does, Arna Engels, and Celtic have their first corner kick, and that was a fine move, Simon Donnelly.
It was, from one end of the pitch to the other. Initially Tierney finding Maeda in the channel, then he had good support, and then a cute little pass in there for the deep run from Engels, and we win the first corner of the match.
Well, the Belgian stands over the corner in the triangle. He's got Yang for close company. His delivery is usually a threat. Ball comes in. That is a ball that has to be dealt with. Here's Forrest. Gets it under control. Onto the left foot is Forrest. And it's saved by Oxborough. Celtic's first shot on target.
Yeah, it's a decent effort for James Forrest. I've seen it time and time again through his career. Just coming onto that left foot of his. Catches it relatively well, but straight at the keeper that time.
Trusty just heard the shout of his central defender. That's good control from Nygren. Here's Callum McGregor pressing forward, looks for Maeda, gets in front of Todd, he goes down under the challenge. And shouts for a penalty here in the stadium, but Stephen McLean waves it away. There will be a VAR check as ever on any of these, but Dunfermline still have the ball in active play at the minute, but just shows the threat of Maeda. John Todd was all at sea there.
It's a great little ball down the side from the skipper after good play from Nygren. Yeah, it's been waved away.
No penalty. Would you see this one back, Simon?
Yeah, it's just a play down the side here. He's onside, obviously. Timing's really good. Gets in front. I'm not sure. You see it again there. Just a little pass. He's already causing problems.
Well, I think that John Todd is. He's just on the line of being a bit clumsy in that moment, but
he's just trying to hold himself.
I can almost see why Stephen McLean and the VAR have refrained from giving it, but it just shows the danger that the Japanese forward can bring. 16 goals this season. He will be looking for 70. He's closing in on number 80 in all competitions as well. He's just been electric since almost the semi-final here at Hampden Park.
Contribution to the club's been fantastic. You know, almost 80 goals from the minute he walked in the door. So successful.
And strong challenge there by Chilakoa Mullen on Kieran Tierney. Celtic have the throw, though Neil Lennon is man marking his dugout at the minute. Well, Maeda's peeled off the run here from the throw. Engels. Nygren. For Forrest. It's the Swede. Looks to chip the ball in, looks for Yang. And it goes all the way through to Oxborough. And 10 goals for Yang this season. Some big goals in there as well. Think of those goals against Rangers. He admitted that he would give his goal of the season award back and give it to Dyson Maeda.
Yeah, I think Dyson takes it.
Well, Johnston's got to be careful here. The pace of Callum Morrison, and Celtic really have to be careful here. And it's off the line from Liam Scales. A miscommunication it was in the Celtic box. And the Irishman just got there in time, and that just goes to show the threat that this side can bring. Neil Lennon's Dunfermline.
It's just that mistake in the middle of the defence, but Scales does brilliantly. It looks as if it's about to creep over the line, and he just gets there.
Callum Morrison, it was causing all the problems in the Celtic box. The blushes of those in green and white are spared for now.
Just a breakdown in communication, really. Allowed Morrison to nip in. Scales recovers brilliantly.
I suppose that's what you were talking about, Simon, is almost one of the biggest things can be complacency in this fixture. As Yang looks to try and keep this one in play, and it goes out for a Dunfermline throw. But yeah, complacency can be one of the things that might just cost you if you're not too careful.
Yeah, just a breakdown. As the ball gets played through here, Alistair Jones to try to usher it back. Scales does brilliant there.
You just think he's not going to get there, and then he does.
Yeah, just gets there and last gasp. But yeah, you have to stay concentrated. These things can happen. Almost led to a goal there for Dunfermline.
The road earlier in the month after a long time out injured Alistair Johnston. There's Trusty. Celtic just patient, looking for that opener. Trusty. Saying this is Celtic's 4th Scottish Cup final in a row. Last year's disappointment well documented. Here's Forrest. Oh, it's a brilliant pass. Here's Nygren into the box. Checks his run, goes for the shot. It's well blocked, but the danger isn't over yet. Here he is again, Nygren. Good play from Johnston. And it goes for a goal kick.
It's well defended in the end there, but it's a lovely link-up between Forrest and Nygren on the far side. Nygren finding him outside of the boot, and then a nice little pass into the path of Nygren from James Forrest. Unfortunately, the shot was blocked.
Well, 11 minutes gone. It's Celtic 0, Dunfermline 0. Dunfermline, first cup final for them in 19 years. Of course, it was Celtic the opposition on that day. Haven't won the Scottish Cup since 1968 against Hearts. Scales with the goal line saving moment. Probably the biggest opening of the game so far. A miscommunication in the Celtic defence. Celtic wearing black armbands in memory of former Celtic that passed away this week, Mike Galloway. Forrest to McGregor. The two pillars in Celtic's great era of dominance. Here's Tierney, another one. Gets the ball into the box, looks for Engels. Just didn't quite gamble on it, the Belgian. Scales with a lovely touchdown to his captain. Here's Yang. Tierney. Celtic wanting to just raise the temperature here in the cup final. Good football. Forrest. McGregor. Scales. Austin Trusty. Patient play for Celtic. And Dunfermline will have to do a lot of this, a lot of work off the ball. How tiring can that be, Simon?
Yeah, it can be, especially on this pitch at Hampden. The whole occasion, concentration levels, mentally and physically. Celtic just important to keep the ball moving. It was a great little chip from Tierney. My only surprise was like Negri hadn't found himself to that back post, because it would have been a simple header.
Scales' pass cut out by Matty Todd. And of course, no relation to Andrew and John. Dunfermline, they've been terrific in their cup run, Simon. You spoke about it earlier, but you look at them when they beat Hibs, they got a bit of fortune, but the performance to knock out the holders Aberdeen was remarkable.
Yeah, and that itself must give them confidence to go and compete. Obviously Celtic are the champions, but you know, they've beat 3 teams from this division on the way to the final. They look well organised.
And Gwena with a long pass. Morrison makes the run, plods his defender, but Sinisawa collects. Negrin with a bit of space. As he drives the ball forward. Get Forrest there. Well played from James Forrest. Yang. It's on to the left.
There,
Checks
does
back
go
to the right.
for
First goal kick it is now. I suppose what we've learned under Martin O'Neill's sides this season, Simon, is you might not get the fast start that you want, but they'll always hang in there until the end. That's the main thing.
Yeah, as I say, it's an organised Dunfermline side. You wouldn't expect anything less under Neil Lennon that they're up against here. Sometimes you do have to show a little bit of patience early in the game. As you say, it's hard work, you know, closing that down. Celtic with most of the possession. Hopefully that will tell at some point in the game.
There's Todd, cuts it on, looking for Morrison. Trusty has to be careful. That's a brave header from Tierney. And Celtic back in control. You can see the runs now. Forrest looking to pull off Todd again. Here is Maeda, cuts over the keeper. And he gets the goal. Celtic are up and running in the Scottish Cup final. And who else but the magic man of the moment, Dyson Maeda, once again on the score sheet.
Yeah, it just had to be him. He's in fantastic form, Dalen. And a couple of times they've tried to find him with that pace and threat. It's a little mistake. Got a nice ball through for Johnston. And coolness personified with a little lob finish.
He's just an icon of this football club now, Dyson Maeda. It's another goal on the big stage.
Nice little clip, he's onside. His timing of the run's been brilliant at the start of this game. It's a mistake in the defence there. Finds its way through to him. He's got no hesitation, just lifts it over the keeper. A cool finish.
Wonderful goal. Goal number 17 for Dyson Maeda. Where would we be without him? What a player. Celtic are up and running. It's just maybe not the fastest of starts, but 19 minutes on the clock, Celtic are ahead. That is just what you want, Simon.
Yeah, and when you've got the likes of Maeda
to the team. So a first Scottish Cup final for the Celtic goalkeeper. starting. Maeda drops deep, and now the ball's clipped over. Nygren's in there. Oxborough does well with the head to read the run, and Chimakoa Mullen lucky there. Here's Gilmore.
Keeper did really well there actually. Maeda came short that time, and it was Nygren and Yang going long for the first time. Pass over the top from McGregor, but the keeper read it well, had to.
Fraser clips the ball. It does seem like Celtic are trying to target young John Todd. It's a big call from Neil Lennon to start him. He's only 19 years old.
Yeah, maybe not so much the player directly, but just that back line with the pace Celtic have got. You know, at times playing it in front of Dunfermline be comfortable for them, but it hasn't been because they're trying to turn them. Any opportunity, a forward pass, the clip in behind the back line.
Well, Yang touches it on, and it's well dealt with by Todd there, but that will be a real education for the young man going up against an international footballer of the quality of Dyson Maeda.
Yeah, I don't think he'll have played against that level of quality in his young career so far. As you say, it's a good learning curve for him.
Nygren just pads it down to Tierney as he goes back to his goalkeeper. Celtic 82% possession, Simon. That's what I'm getting on the stats. That's really reflective.
Yeah, they're dominant. They're dominant without creating too much. Get into good areas.
And here's Maeda, and again, it's Dyson Maeda. And this time, Dunfermline just do enough in Gwena this time. But again, they're just not picking up his runs.
Dylan, I thought the lob was on there again. I thought he was just going to lift that over the keeper again.
Here's Forrest. Or Yang. Trusty just winning everything in there at the minute. Can Celtic get this second goal that they so desperately want? Here's Engels! And there is the second goal! A beauty of a strike from the Belgian! And Celtic double their lead, and it could be the double after all.
It's a hell of a strike, it really is. We've seen him hit one recently, I think, against Rangers from a similar distance. He's got it in the locker. But we've been saying they've been getting into dangerous positions and not finishing with that final pass. Engels just takes responsibility this time and thunders one home. The keeper doesn't see it. Don't know if he's blinded. He certainly doesn't move. Fantastic strike.
Well, there's nothing Oxborough can do about it. Arne Engels arrows it home.
Yeah, he drills it right between the two Dunfermline players. The keeper's blinded. There's too much power on it. He doesn't even move.
And it's goal number 17 as well, in all colours and all competitions for Arne Engels since arriving at the club. None more important than scoring in a cup final.
And sometimes that option's the best one, just to take the shot on round about the edge of the box, have a go. Things have been breaking down round about the final third.
He's been such a big player for Celtic as well since returning from injury.
He brings an energy in that central part, that area of the park, and he's got a strike on him. We've seen it before, and that time drills it between the two players.
Here he is.
We're in again.
And Yang, this time, can he get in front of his defender? He's got options. Tierney's with him. It's Kieran Tierney. Can he get it from out under his feet? Heads on, and Oxborough collects. I do feel like Celtic could even get a third here before half-time,
yeah,
Simon.
It's good play down the left-hand side yet again, with Tierney overlapping Yang, and as you say, I think the ball just gets caught up in his feet, because I think he's sizing up the shot. The fact that it sticks under his feet forces him to try and cross it in the end.
Well, it's been absolutely dominance from Celtic. They were 2-0 up at Hampden in the semi-final against St Mirren, but it's been a different type of performance from that first half. They've really looked the part. They've looked like the champions of Scotland.
Yeah, they've really got their tails up. It's been a difficult first half for Dunfermline, trying to hang in the game. Celtic looking to kill it off.
It's Alan Engel's 7th of the season. His goal, as I said, 17 since arriving almost 2 years ago. Some players shouted at him, big pressure. Well, he knows all about it.
Yeah, he's definitely brought an energy back into the middle of the park since his injury.
Nygren for Scales. Brilliant from Engels. He's taken down by Gilmore, I think it was, in there. And Stephen McLean is going to have a word.
Celtic wanted to take the free kick early there. I don't understand, unless he's going to book him. Yeah, he is.
First yellow card of the Scottish Cup final goes the way of Charlie Gilmore. A double winner in his own right at St Johnstone a few years ago. Forrest never scored in a Scottish Cup final. Ball comes in, it's headed away by John Todd. Of course, he's got goals in the League Cup finals over the years, James Forrest. And Dunfermline get the free kick. Andrew Todd, it was that won the free kick from Austin Trusty. A lot to think about for Neil Lennon. Simon doesn't want this to become a pretty scarring experience for his team. He'll want them to hang in there and compete as well as they can.
Yeah, definitely. He's down there with one of his members of staff, going over a few things at the moment, maybe looking to make a few changes
Trusty
once he gets his team in.
Trusty just lets that one run and it goes for a goal kick. Callum Morrison it was, putting the squeeze on the big American. Trusty now, Celtic patient once again. No press coming from the forward line of Dunfermline on the two Celtic defenders. I think the big thing has been Celtic in the midfield. They've really controlled the game, had lots of possession and time. Johnston. A big summer awaits for the likes of Alistair Johnston and Austin Trusty with a home World Cup. And this man will be going as well, you imagine. Dyson Maeda. Brilliant from Yang. And he's in again here, Yang. He's got Tierney making the run. Here's Tierney into the box. He just didn't get the right connection on the cross. And the chance goes begging for Celtic.
It's good play between the two of them. They start off the move, interchanging, and again just that final ball. I think he just mishits it, almost kicks it off his other foot. Good movement between the two of them to get in yet again down this left-hand side.
Well, half-time soon approaching here at Hampden. Celtic up by 2-0. Goals from Dyson Maeda and Arna Engels. Yang comes short. It's McGregor for Scales. Tierney looking to add his 10th trophy. That's Celtic, an FA Cup winner in England as well. Trust it for Johnston. Engels once again, he's been terrific so far. Johnston makes a run, but Engels opts for Forrest. Scales. For Engels. Also well once again, goes for a Celtic throw. But how pleased will Martin O'Neill and Sean Maloney be after such a dominant half, Simon?
Yeah, they'll be satisfied with the 2-0 lead, if it's going to be that. It's been very comfortable, apart from the one off the line from Scales, a little mistake. It's been very comfortable. It could have been more if just that final ball round about the box.
Well, Todd just gets it out from under his feet, and here's Matty Todd, finds Andrew Todd, and Oakley Booth loses out. Tierney goes back to Scales. That is just like a home game for Celtic.
I'm looking at Lenny down below us there. They get into a good area, Dunfermline there, and the first thought was to go back the way from where it came.
Yeah,
I'm really frustrated.
He'll not be happy.
But they've not had many opportunities to get any sort of progress into the Celtic half. It's been a difficult 45.
It just looks like they're chasing the shadows of Celtic at the minute, Simon.
Yeah, Celtic have moved the ball well, brightly at times. So see Yang taking the mark.
Absolutely brilliant there. Outside of the foot, and they look for Forrest in there, and it just evades the most decorated man in this club's history from a very first Scottish Cup final goal.
It's great wing play. Just takes his man on, leaves him for dead, and it's outside of the boot, inviting the cross into the 6-yard box here. James Forrest just can't get on the end of it.
Well, the cross from Yang was almost James Forrest-esque.
Yeah, just a lot outside of the boot, teasing as the half-time whistle goes.
And it is half-time here in the Scottish Cup final. Celtic got into the lead through a lovely lob from Dyson Maeda.